I know how to do
just
that.
be like super passive. Okay, everything else.
Right. Yeah.
Other things to do.
Cold. It's cold.
Indifference.
You feel like no emotion into it.
Yeah.
It's literally like...
Oh, I put emotion to it. All of my hate. That's what I'm putting into it.
Welcome to All Knowing Gaming Podcast. I am your host, Galen, also known as Coleotron. I am with today
Ezra, and our good Ezra Twitch on games and stuff. They've been listening. They know this. I'm going to go with my first name. All right. And we're here with our buddy Elias, who just has been working on his own indie game for a while now, and has been in the industry for a really long time. And he just basically finishing up his college and made an app game recently, and he's going to tell us a little bit about his experiences in the indie game scene. And I'm going to ask him because I'm curious about some things that I've learned through kind of third party that I'm going to also ask about.
I am too. Do you go by anything online?
Yeah, I usually just go by...
Dox yourself. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I usually go by Ruler Chaos. I'm trying to eventually build a brand, Ruler Chaos Studios or Rock Studios. I haven't done much with it yet, but I'm just starting out, sort of feeling it out.
You made a website though of Chaos Studios, didn't you?
I did, but I was having problems with it, so I had to actually take it down recently. Because I'm still learning about do web hosting and setting stuff up.
Yeah.
So
are you doing HTML, or are you actually using one of the services like Squarespace or?
No.
I don't know HTML. I'm basically self-taught.
It's not a what you see is what you get. It's I had a web host, DigitalOcean, and they did the web hosting, and I just I got the URL or whatever from GoDaddy.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and I just set it myself because I was interested in learning it.
Yeah.
GoDaddy's mostly used for pornographic sites.
Wow.
I didn't know that.
It actually is.
Yes,
people set up those sites on GoDaddy.
I've had the best experience.
They had
it's only $10.
It is. It's
as far as building websites with tools. Just as someone who kind of self-taught learned, I've used GoDaddy. That's what I started on, and then I moved on to because I've built websites for businesses here and there for my own hobbies once in a while. Mm-hmm. And I moved on to Weebly, and Weebly is okay. Really, I think the best one right now is Squarespace, but it's shitty because it's you have to sign up for all the tools, but they're really good tools.
You got to sign up for all the tools, and
it's $6 or $8 a month.
I thought it was I thought it was simpler.
No, you have to. It just has a better interface than any of the other website builders right now. But it's $8 subscription, maybe 12 if you use the online store and stuff. And that's really not that much worse than the other ones if you want to use the more advanced. You always have to pay if you want to have an online store or an event calendar. You always have to throw some money at the website. If you don't know HTML, right? So ideally, what you do is you just learn HTML. And you don't need any
that's the easy way to go.
Well, that's not the easy way to go. HTML, coding a full website, that's kind of difficult. You can look at source code on web pages. I don't know what any of that shit means.
Oh yeah, you'd have to probably learn JavaScript or something else.
Yeah,
I know Elizabeth made her website.
Well, she might know. I don't.
She knows.
You know source code, Elizabeth?
She's a smart cookie.
I can read source code. Kind of. It's been a while for me since I've had to. So.
Got it.
Static HTML and.
Yeah, that's fair. Yep. That's fair.
Static HTML is the easiest to use, and then you can use CSS for styling it.
Interesting.
Well, today's topic is actually about indie games, and that is why Elias is with us.
You're repeating me. All right. What's your favorite indie game?
Okay, there we go.
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, actually, no. I have a question. What's an indie game? Is it just a game by an independent developer or something else?
Yeah, pretty much. AAA publishing. They get a bunch of money for their companies from publishers and stuff. It can range the millions or more. And then indie games independent developers either working on very low budgets or small time groups generally.
What's the difference? Is there AA publishers? Because everyone in gaming throws that term around AAA. Is there a AA and a single A? Is it like Shadowrun corporations? Does it go all the way down to C, and then you have the pugs who are the indie gamers?
Maybe I've never heard of it. I've only heard of AAA.
I was curious.
I actually don't know why
I
it's
think
called
there's like
AAA.
an A indie, B indie. I mean, look at Notch. He's an AAA indie developer. Notch
Yeah,
made
well, come on, Notch is a little
Well-
because I know the whole Minecraft story. Notch basically made half a game. Half a game was super popular. He's like, oh, I'm done now.
That's weird.
Yeah. It's just
No, I mean he still works on it. I mean, but
Well,
he
he
took like a
sold it to
long
Microsoft.
hiatus. Like he made a lot of money. He was like, oh, well, I guess I don't have to do anything else. I made my money. That's what I was in this for.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna take a break for a few decades.
I mean, it worked.
Yeah,
It worked.
Yeah,
We should all be so lucky.
Yeah, it's really hard. It's a lot about like just having the right thing at the right time.
Yeah.
You know, like
Also, Minecraft was like the first of its kind too, right? So I mean, part of it's got to be original ideas. I mean, of the 3-dimensional, because I know there's been like Dwarf Fortress and stuff in the past, but
yeah, well, I think Dwarf Fortress kind of like turns a lot of people off because like there's a lot of like complexity to it, and it's like
monstrously difficult.
yeah, it's like buried under like all this like complexity, from what I understand. So it's just it's not very approachable.
Yep.
Whereas like Minecraft, any like kid could just like jump
Yep.
on it and start
Yep.
playing.
That is very true. I mean,
Yeah.
oh man, so simple.
Mm.
But it was super addicting. I mean, I played the shit out of it when it was in beta.
Yeah.
I played the shit out of it once, and then the server shut down because the mods had an argument. I was like, fuck this game. Because I lost everything. I mean, I put like... First time I played Minecraft with my buddy, he's been trying to get me to play it forever. I was like, I don't really want to. And finally we did it. We had a blast. And we built... Like, we went out way the fuck away from everyone, and we built like this... We probably put like 900 hours into this like giant castle. We were looking up like electronic circuits so we could have like magic doors or like doors with combination locks and all
Yeah,
kinds
yeah.
of shit, man. It was epic. And then we lost the server. Because the mod broke up with his girlfriend and they ran it together, and they're like, you know...
Oh, that
And it
blows.
was like the Minecraft server was like the kids stuck between like the shitty divorce and got fucked up, and I was just like, I don't want to do this. I'm at the mercy of people I don't know. I guess
Yeah,
you can have your own
pretty
server, but that's like you have to have a whole
Yo, you gotta have a
deck.
whole rig and
Yeah,
stuff.
I don't. I'm not gonna
What's
do
your
that.
favorite indie game?
Oh shit.
Darkest Dungeon.
Yeah, I guess it's Darkest Dungeons. This is what I play the most of, honestly.
It's such a good game.
I mean, I don't know if like the old Fallout 1 and 2 count, because I guess back in those days, like pretty much all gaming was indie gaming in terms of like designing games. There weren't really like AAA developers when Fallout 1 and like Baldur's Gate came out. I mean, Black Isle went under, Interplay went under.
No, they were companies.
Yeah, they were
so
definitely
they don't really
companies.
count, right?
Yeah.
So they count. So
I mean,
yeah.
they all started out small at some
You want
point.
to know an indie game? The Christian games were indie games. The old.
No, they still make
Nintendo-
Christian.
Oh.
Yeah, you but
There's-
back
there's
then.
Bible
a Christian
games?
The
route,
Bible
there's
games.
A,
Oh my
there's a
God.
Bible route, and it is terrible. I mean, it's a bad
Yeah, I think they were originally Color Dreams, and they turned to Wisdom Tree. I think they became like very.
They
biblical.
only did that to make games, so they were really the original indie developers
You know,
of Nintendo.
on the subject of religious
They did
gaming,
that.
Well, also like PC games. There were a lot
Oh
of
yeah,
indie stuff.
big into that.
and on the subject of religious gaming, it's funny as like even though I'm an atheist, right? I don't make any bones about that. But one of my favorite game reviewing sites is actually Christ-Centered Gamers.
Hmm.
They are an amazing reviewing site because they review it as a game, and then they review it like as a religion. Right, and so they're very good at separating their biases and being like, this is where you might have problems with this game, you know, where it might kind of, you know, where you might not like it morally. You know, like I said, I'm not really into religion, so I don't know what that entails. But the fact that they separate that, I thought was really cool, right? Like, because over here you have like just literally a solid review on just the gameplay, how well the controls work. It's just solid. It's like really, really good. And then over here, they totally separate those. It's like they almost have like the church and state barrier for like video games.
Oh, neat.
I'm just like, you guys are awesome. You know, kudos to you.
Yeah, it's really hard
But that's-
finding sites that review games like that now.
Yeah, honestly,
Anything good.
you mean it's hard to find sites who review games honestly? Really? No. No. Really, these days, you're probably just better off going with Let's Plays or like YouTubers you trust. Penny Arcade guys are generally decent. They're not really bought and paid for.
Yeah, I usually go to YouTube if I'm looking for game reviews, but really when it comes down to it, I ignore reviews and I buy games that I look interested in, and then I make the judgment for myself.
Yeah. Steam made that a lot easier too because you can
Steam made it
actually
so much easier.
and I highly recommend everyone if you get a game that you don't like, especially if it's any game, if it's a game and it's just garbage for some reason, especially if this is my personal axe to grind. I don't speak for the rest of the podcast, but especially if it's trying to push something on you, please get a refund. Steam will give you a refund if you played the game for less than 2 hours. If the game is only an hour and a half long, buy it, play it, and get the refund anyway because they don't deserve your money. That's too short. All right? like just, yeah. Thank you, Steam. And fuck Ubisoft and EA for making Origin and Uplay. Like, everyone should just use Steam, right? They're not going to be as good as it, because they split the resources between game development and developing their shitty Steam Lite. So they should just use Steam. They should just get used to using
Used to
Steam.
PC Master Race.
Get used to the new overlord.
Yeah, Steam Overlord, right? Just pay your taxes.
All praise Gabe Newell.
What was your
Yeah.
favorite indie game?
All praise Gabe, yeah.
There's so many good ones.
So many good ones.
I know. Probably Terraria, I think, is my favorite.
What makes it your favorite? Minecraft
It's got-
Lite?
Yeah, well, it has
It's
some
not really
like
Minecraft Lite though, because it has like action.
I like it. I like it a lot
Broke
better
me
than
away from
Minecraft because like
Minecraft.
much more actionable. But I also I'm a sucker for like 2D action platformers with like RPG elements.
Yeah.
There's like
You actually got me into Terraria way back when it
Sorry.
came out, and I loved that game. That game was amazing.
I
And
thought it was
just
great.
last week or 2 weeks ago, I was with Elizabeth down at the GameStop,
Mhm.
and a mother and her son. The son was just talking to me about Pokemon because I'm a Pokemon nut, and he's young, so I don't mind talking to people.
mhm.
And his mother comes like, "Is this a good game for a kid, or should I get him something else?" I was like, "This game right here," and she's holding up a copy of Terraria from the Xbox One. I was like, "Get him this game. He'll love it. He'll love it."
Yeah.
Everyone loved that game.
Yeah.
Game's amazing.
It was really
it's
good.
funny. I like how you said, "Oh, I'm really a sucker for 2D action platinum." I'm going back to
Oh,
the
yeah.
He's like, I'm a
yeah.
sucker for 2D action platformers with RPG elements. And I'm thinking like, oh wow, that's a lot of options. Like Terraria, Castlevania. That's it. Like what else is there? I know there's a new one actually. It's like a Dark Souls
Maple
one
Story.
that's coming
Yeah,
out.
there's other ones.
Maple Story.
Those are the only ones I know.
2D action. RPG.
Castle in Darkness was pretty good.
What's that? Is that new one that came? There's a new one coming out. I
No,
saw-
no, it wasn't a new one. But
There is a new one. You might be interested in this. The reason I brought it up, I can't remember the name. I'll try and find it for you online and maybe reference it, and we can like on YouTube. We'll put it in like the comments or something. But there's a game coming out that is a cross between like Castlevania Symphony of Night,
mhm,
Dark Souls,
mhm.
and what's that like really awesome PlayStation game where you like climb on the avatars and like you have to climb up there and they're giant.
Colossus.
Yes, Shadow of the Colossus.
Oh,
It's like supposed to be like a mashup of those three games, but it's a 2D platformer.
okay.
And I've seen like gameplay
Is that the
of
one
it.
Cobalt's
No.
trying to? No.
That's the one that's made by the original guy who made Symphony of the Night, which also looks really, really good. I guess they can have co-op too. Very good. If you haven't kickstarted that yet, you might consider it if that's your thing.
I think
it's
there's
you especially.
on Kickstarter now.
Oh, they are.
Yeah.
We should still probably get it when it comes out. It looks amazing.
Yeah. Well, the only thing on Kickstarter is Mighty Number 9, so I'm kind of skeptical right now about Kickstarting stuff.
Kickstarter's kind of gone the way of everything that is out for too long, as in it's filled with garbage. Like it used to be really good, but now like there's a lot of scams. You know,
Yeah, that's really.
Kickstart
really
my
tough now.
wedding.
It's
It's me and my
yeah,
husband.
Oh god,
Some of them are
bad.
funny though. They'll be like, "Help me
I
buy
gotta
a,
wait. Oh man,
help me buy like a
the
bowl of ramen or
difficult thing
something."
is it really f's it up for real people who are like trying to do their stuff. Like Patreon is the worst right now. There are so many people who are basically just scamming on Patreon. That's
Mhm.
making it like harder and harder for like actual artists to get any kind of support because the website itself is just become known as like, oh, this is where people go to scam money from people. It's like, no,
Mm.
it's not why it's there. That's not, it's objective. It's just that's what it's starting to become known as in a lot of the online like circles and niches, which is frustrating because we need services like that. Like,
Yeah, that's a shame.
yeah.
It's very true. Well, I didn't show mine yet.
Yeah, I know.
I think my favorite one. I enjoy Rogue Legacy. That was a good
Oh,
one.
that's a great one. Yeah.
But my favorite indie game, Faster Than Light. It has to be Faster Than Light.
FTL, yeah.
Yeah.
What's Rogue Legacy? Is it? I haven't played FTL. Is it just like the board game? I'll sign up. Going back real quick.
Oh, that's fine.
Is it just like the board game? Where it's
No,
like
I haven't played board
you're
game.
like in the space. And it's like super hard, and you're trying to make it through space, and stuff's just like murdering you. And
So
kind
The
of.
Escapist actually had a good review on FTL and had a good review on Stardew Valley.
Mm-hmm.
what's that?
Stardew Valley is
Harvest
the
Moon.
Oh,
Harvest
got it.
Moon game that has been by an indie developer that it's a sole successor to the originals.
Got it. Got it.
And Faster Than Light's just a roguelike space combat awesomeness. I
Like
love it.
procedurally generated.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha. I like. Man, I don't know. I have a love-hate relationship with procedurally generated stuff.
What's your problem with it?
There are problems with it.
Huh?
There are problems with
Well,
procedurally
okay,
generation, yeah.
My problem with procedurally generated stuff, right, is no matter how procedurally generated the environments and everything are, because the environments and everything are procedurally generated, I feel like the gameplay can eventually lead to becoming quite bland. You know,
Yeah, that's the problem I have with
Diablos,
it.
your Pathfinder or Path of Exiles, which don't get me wrong, I love Diablo 2. I really, really like Path of Exile, but I don't know. Path of Exile kind of turns me off the leagues because I'm like putting all this work on this character, and then the league ends, and like the new league comes out and wants to play in the new league. I was like, I would like to get a character to like max level and stuff, you know? Like, no, new league. We're gonna play level 1 through 35 again. It's just like I don't really want to do that.
That sounds annoying. Yeah.
I think because it is a sole successor to Diablo 2, Diablo 2 did that really well. Because I would just start a new character with like you and a couple other guys.
Diablo 2 did
well, that would
run.
It wasn't very dependent on procedural generation.
Yeah, and also Diablo didn't have leagues, which means you weren't encouraged to like start a new character after one run. You know, like, yay, we beat the game once with this character. He's level 35. There's 70 more levels I could get, but I'm just gonna stop because a new league came out and make another character level 1 through 35. It's just like I don't want to do that. I want a level 70 character. I want to go on the call.
Yeah, but all the league items you get with a new character can be put onto your bigger characters, can't they?
Not till they drop out of the league. And the problem is once they drop out of the league, everyone stops fucking playing. Like, well, at least my friends group, none of them play standard. They only play leagues. And so once the character drops out of the league, I can soup them up now. But no one wants to play. Everyone like just takes a break until the next league comes out. I'm just like, eh.
I think Diablo 2 like did have leagues, but like I didn't know like anyone who played them. Really?
I don't remember.
I don't remember.
I don't think. Yeah. Well, like I think it did, but like it wasn't a big component. Like you could still level your character.
I feel like the height of Diablo 2, like when it was at its absolute best, was the patch after they added the proficiency bonuses, or the bonuses were like where you didn't have dead skill points. You weren't just like hoarding your skill points.
Oh yeah, where they
synergy bonuses.
Synergy, yeah.
When they added synergy,
that wasn't really good.
It just like fixed the game completely.
So I'm just confused why you brought up Path of Exile. Is Path of Exile a indie game?
We were talking about procedurally generated stuff. That's why I brought it up. You asked what my problem was with procedurally generated.
I don't know who made it.
But I thought it was a.
It was made by Grinding Gear Games, so I don't know if that might be a small studio. So maybe it qualifies as like an A title. It was made by a small studio though.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I was just wondering.
But I don't know if it qualifies as indie. If it does qualify as indie, that's my new favorite indie game though. They did an amazing job. They did an amazing job. And honestly, it's become even better. I should really play it again because like. They did this thing, because I always like listening to all the lore, right? Which is tough when you're going with a bunch of people who are like, let's grind the league. And so you're like, I'm going to listen to all like plot points and stuff. But you have to stand there, and everyone's like running off and murdering everything. Yeah. But they actually changed it where all you have to do is click on it, and now it plays regardless. So you click on it and still get the lore while you're like running around with your buddies and murdering everything, which I thought was a good and important, just a small change that made the game more enjoyable for me at least.
I need to find that button, because when I play with you, you do what your friends do to me.
You know what we should do then? We should maybe just do a playthrough of Path of Exile then, because I would start a new character now, and we could do a playthrough, me and you, and we could actually stop and like read all the lore together. Like no, come on, I found a lore thing, so we don't miss anything. Like do full clears. Because I'd like to get the full story of the game with someone who will like wait for me and like let me talk to all the people. Because I still get slowed down in town. So I'll go into town, I'll be clicking on all the like, all right, Mr. Tarkus, tell me what you think about the fetid swamp. You know, and I'll be going down. You know, and everyone's just like, come to town, drop everything, my thing, gone. You know, and I'm just like, God damn it.
I know. That's also what I did with D2.
Well, that's just the culture. Unless you're playing with someone who's going to sit with you, as interested you are at like getting all the lore, that's just the style of game, man. Because everyone wants to get all the loot, everyone wants to get all experience, you know. But it would be cool to do like a lore playthrough of Path of Exile, where you just get all the lore pieces, you know, and you listen to every conversation piece, and you get because that setting is really cool, and they put a lot of work in it. And it's just a shame to see people like blowing through it and like not reading half the shit.
Game. It's just super fun.
So how's your game coming along? Or anything new to report on that front?
I haven't really
What are you working on, actually?
I'm not working on it right now.
Oh, you're not? You're just going to school?
Yeah, pretty much.
How to Star Child and projects for the side?
Yeah, let's just say that I get tired of projects kind of fast. So I just kind of like give up on them after a while.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Oof, are you going to like try to find a job in the industry while you're going to school, just so you can like spread yourself out, like maybe like
I'd like
smaller studios or something?
I'd like to get like an internship over summer or something to get some experience.
Yeah, that's probably really good. I imagine that's really.
I thought you were going to.
What do you think about like the Indicade stuff that happened like 2 years ago, where they uncovered all the like corruption in indie gaming? Like do people talk about that in like school or anything? I'm just curious if it's like it's common knowledge or. Because do you know what I'm talking about? Like the whole Indiecade scandal that happened in 2014, I think it was. I don't know. If it was,
I think I might have heard of it, but I don't know if I read into it much.
Basically, they found out like Fez. It was like a really popular.
Oh yeah, Fez.
There was Fez had like a Kickstarter, right, or a Patreon or something.
Mm-hmm.
No, it was a Kickstarter, right? And because you know how Kickstarter, there's rewards.
Yeah.
And for like the highest backers who paid the most money into the game, they got royalties when the game came out. It was like only 10 people.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
That's wow.
And so people didn't know that, right? But the thing, the scandal is that there's like 5 or 6 judges, but like basically like the majority voting judges on the panel that voted for Fez twice in a row were the people that would get royalties if the game was released. So he was getting extra money from the charity, right? Extra $20,000 to finish this game. But the people who were voting to give him that extra money would financially benefit if it succeeded. And so that was like the scandal.
So it was like a conflict of interest.
It's total conflict of interest, yeah. Almost cronyism, really. But I'm just curious if that's like really well known, or people talk about that, or like do people talk about like the infrastructure of indie gaming at all and schooling and stuff, where like, you know, because I mean there's definitely like politics and, you know, corporate, like not corporate, but like, I mean there's a business side to all this. I'm just wondering if that's something that like they really prepare you for, or it's just all tech.
I mean, I've only taken a couple classes about like video game development, but it didn't really go much into like the politics of it. It was just kind of like how video games are like designed from like a programming perspective or like a business kind of side. Yeah,
I just feel like that's really useful. That would be really useful to go into. Like they should have a class on that, because there was even a guy who was talking about how he went to like one of these like Indiecade style indie gamer events, right? And was basically told straight up like, oh, no one knows who you are. It doesn't matter how good your game is. You're not friends with any of these people. You're not going to win.
Yeah.
But we're glad you came. Gives us a little like, and he was just like, it just ruined his little thing. I mean, granted, that's just one testimony from someone. He might have been pissed off he didn't win. I don't know the real facts, right? But if stuff like that is happening, you know, or can happen, because I know one thing I do know is the video game industry is just one of the shittiest industries to actually work for, unless you become pretty successful or a well-known developer. Like if you're like a bug tester or a play tester, you're working like shit hours, unpaid overtime, and they will like fire you in a heartbeat. Like video game industry is like one of the industries that actually really does need a workers union, it seems like, because there's a lot of
It's definitely a tough industry to work in, from what I understand.
Yeah.
There's definitely like long like work hours, and I think I think the environment they kind of foster is like they kind of encourage you to like stay like longer through like peer pressure. Like those guys over there.
This year on your resume, don't you?
Yeah, it's like
really want this.
Or they would, it used to be really bad. They'd be like, oh, well, you're making video games, so it's fun, so it's not really like work, and they would like encourage people to work like longer.
Yeah,
and especially,
but it is work. You're not playing a completed game. You're playing a pile of garbage.
It's still a job.
Yeah,
it's still work.
Yeah,
you know,
it's still your time.
It doesn't matter how you spin it. It's like it's still you got a job to do. It's like when you get to the nitty gritty, it's like you're still putting in the time.
So you should be paid for that time. That's all I'm saying. But I mean, I guess that's in every industry.
You should be paid for that time that you're trying to get with the 2K games.
Whoa!
What happened?
Whoa!
I don't know the story. Is this a good story?
No, there's no story. It was just I was considering applying for an internship to 2K.
2K. What has 2K done that's good? I know they have a few things.
Borderlands.
Oh, Borderlands is really good. Borderlands 2 is amazing. Yeah. Everything after Borderlands.
Well, technically they're a publisher, but yeah.
They did some bad basketball games too.
Yeah.
Oh my god, taking shots.
Yeah.
I can't stand the basketball games.
I don't really like sports games at all, man. I don't understand how people like them.
There's a few that's actually really good out there.
Look,
I don't know. It doesn't
have explosions. Like, okay, if it's mutant soccer or like Zombie League or like Blood Bowl, I'm all about it. Yeah, I'll play the shit out of that sports game. If it's literally like FIFA 2017, which is exactly the same as FIFA 20, all the rest of them going all the way back to Super Nintendo, which is better graphics and the characters are slightly different stats based on like who won that year. It's like, why? I mean, even that's frustrating because it's based off who won that year. So it's just like, well, I'll just play the best team, you know. So there's not even like, it's not like they're gonna patch it. So like Mexico isn't as good because it's beating everyone. It's like, no, that Mexico won that year, so that's who's good, you know. I like a little more level playing field.
Well, I don't know. There was a couple like backyard sports and stuff like that.
They had
when I was
one
younger.
good game that I loved that I remember. It must have been Borderlands 2 because I really did enjoy Borderlands 2. I would love to see a procedurally generated Borderlands, which I guess they're doing actually.
Really?
Yes. It's a Warhammer game, actually.
What?
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yeah, it's basically first person. It's like Space Hulk, basically, but instead of Space Hulk, the just copying the board game exactly.
Is this Deathwing?
Maybe, I don't know. Alex was telling me about it. He sent me a trailer.
It's Deathwing.
But yeah, it's procedurally generated, and it's first
looked at
person,
it.
and there's
it's
loot.
in the open beta right now.
It's an open beta. I'll
It's in open beta
I'll
right
download
now.
that tomorrow.
No, it's not. It's in a closed, but you have to buy the game, but it's in a beta.
Okay,
That's
that's
what it
an alpha.
It's on sale at the moment.
I'm not gonna buy it.
But
I'm done buying unfinished games. Let's just put that out
exactly,
there.
yeah. But a lot of people
that's not
on
true.
the Steam right now, on the Steam reviews,
Yeah.
hate it. Like 40-some% hate it.
Oh, fair enough.
But it's being patched, and it's not just being like patched little by little. It has like a 10 gig patch in the past week.
That's fair. But like I said, I'm just kind of I will try to buy games that are as finished as I can get them from now on, right? Because let's be frank. When is the last time in your living memory that a studio has released a finished game?
Asking me?
Anybody?
Anybody? Yeah. That's a hard one.
Because nowadays there's like day one patches to like fix a lot of stuff that like.
But think about Diablo 3, right?
Okay.
That wasn't a day one patch issue. That was they released an unfinished product issue.
Yeah, there were definitely like balance issues with Diablo 3 when it first came out.
Well, no, it didn't work when it was released. Remember, for the first 2 days after it was released, you couldn't play it.
I couldn't get on the servers, if that's what you're saying.
Yes.
I just figured it was server overload.
No, it wasn't server overload. It was literally there's some videos about it on YouTube too. The game was literally broken. They were missing like a piece of code that allowed you to like link to the server.
And that's pretty bad, yeah.
Well, I play Nintendo DS games, and
Oh, you know what? I imagine that DSs are great on that.
They are great on that.
I'm going to transition from PC gaming to DS gaming just so I can get finished games again. Just so I can know what that's like.
Yeah, I mean, they come out all the time. The last Pokemon game, even.
Well, yeah, obviously
had no
DS.
patches.
You're absolutely right. I just mean like on PC or.
I mean, don't get me wrong. Some games still get patched on DS. I believe Animal Crossing.
But I imagine they're a lot more rare compared to like PC.
They are a lot more rare,
right? Like,
very true.
I mean, you look at
Monster Hunter gets a lot of like DLC stuff
and upgrade DLC gets downloaded or patched in to it, and they just add content to the game already. That's all.
I heard
they
actually
do now.
Titanfall 2 had a really good release. Although I still haven't played it, but I heard it had like a great release.
I haven't played it either.
In the sense that it had no problems whatsoever. I mean, obviously they're still on the DLC ripoff train is still alive and well in the AAA industry, but it was at least a finished game for the most part.
Yeah, I'm a sucker
For
those
Honor was
too.
pretty good too, but it still has issues, honestly, and a lot of that stems from peer to peer. But it still has issues for sure, and I did enjoy it. I still enjoy it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it looks fun.
still enjoy Fauna. It's a good game, but there's a couple things that the learning curve in it is extremely high. Like I stopped playing for a while, and then I went back and playing with Eric,
Oh yeah,
and
people got better.
yeah, besides me,
Yeah,
because
'cause you
I've been
stopped.
editing
Yeah.
too much
Yeah,
now,
'cause
and
you-
that's my life.
Yeah, because
So-
it's because you stopped. Yeah,
It's because I stopped. I only stopped for
But
like
you
a
can
week.
you can
Oh,
get to
man.
a point where you like reach the plateau where you're just, like it's like this, right? Like when you're just learning, your skill is going up and up and up, but like if you're right at the beginning, you stop, you like plummet. When
Yeah.
you stop moving, and because the skill level is the meta is still being developed, it's not that you go down; it's that everyone just shoots way past you. But eventually, the meta will settle out, like it does in every competitive game, and the very top will be the very top. As long as you're like hovering around there somewhere where you at least understand the concepts, your skill will never drop that low because it will never change that much after that point.
Mhm.
But if you stop, especially if you play a competitive game right when it comes out and you like play for like 5 or 6 days and you stop and you come back in like a month, like you're just gonna get stomped by everybody. Like and that's true for like Call of Duty even, because everyone knows the maps now. Like I know respawn, just running from spawn point to spawn point.
I guess that's why I still like Overwatch and I still play it to the most, because it takes a curve, but it's easy to get there.
Yeah.
Like, I only need 2 matches and I'm warmed up.
That's because
I'm
you
not
played a lot of
playing
Overwatch though. You've already reached that point where you're kind of like
Yeah,
hovering.
you have played a
So
lot.
it's really just like your muscle memory.
But it was really when I went to the console, to the PC, and I literally
There's that
switched,
too.
and within like a day, I was just murdering everybody with
Yeah,
Hanzo.
well, okay, so
Like,
the reason for that, though, is you got very good at the game on Xbox, and you got a lot of game knowledge, And you
guess
got
that's it,
onto the PC, and it's like, you've never played this game before. We're going to match you with all the other people who've never played this game before. And yet you have, like, 300 hours on the Xbox 60. So, I mean, that was part of it.
Xbox 60.
Xbox 60.
Whatever. Xbox One. I said 360, but it's an Xbox One. I don't know. They're all the same. They're all inferior PCs. Let's just call them what they are.
Oh. Pew.
Yeah, well, I would defend the consoles,
Actually,
but I now know that to be true since I now have my new nice
to
computer.
be fair, honestly, I kind of miss console gaming in the sense I miss couch co-op. It's not really a thing anymore with the internet.
Yeah.
And so you're not really having people over as much. And for some reason, with the death of couch co-op, one of my favorite games died, which is a game where you and your buddy, I don't care if it's it's generally 2-dimensional, like Double Dragons, Streets of Rage. There's actually a really good 3-dimensional one for PS2 that you could play with up to 3 players, which was a big deal back then, right? PS2 days. 3 players all at once? At the same time? You had to get like a special little
You're talking about
thing.
Gauntlet, right?
No, it's called Bouncer.
I love Bouncer. Yeah, I have that.
Yeah. You have it?
Yeah.
Oh, man, we should
play that.
I love that
in
game.
storage.
Yeah. I
get that.
love that
The only
game, man.
multiplayer place
I tried
you can
showing it
play
to
with
you, and you're
champions.
like, "What is this game? Some anime garbage?"
No, it was a side. It was a
Yeah, man, garbage.
It was basically
It was a brawler.
It was basically a 3-dimensional Streets of Rage, and
It was so
fucking love
amazing.
Streets of Rage.
It had a garbage.
Like, I don't
storyline
understand,
that
and
was-
I don't
could play it over and over.
understand why like that kind of fun casual game is just not being made anymore. Like, can we make another Streets of Rage? Someone hear this in the future. That's your mission. You need to make us a new Double Dragons. That should be your first indie game. I'll sell it for you. I can at least
They had
six
Double Dragon
people.
Neo, I think.
I know at least 6 people. I'll sell
Yeah,
it for 6 people.
but Double Dragon Leo is like it's I mean it's a retro game, right? We need a new title in that genre. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, it's very true.
They do-
And
miss-
Double Dragon wasn't even the best game in that genre. The best game in
No,
that genre
it
was
wasn't.
Final Fight 1 through 3. Final Fight 3 obviously being the best, and Streets of Rage. Those are the best
Yeah.
games in that genre. But no one has made
Beat 'em up.
beat 'em ups. No one's made anything like that.
Yeah, I mean, I remember
Other than
my
Bouncer.
favorite one out of that whole genre is the Ninja Turtle, Turtles in Time.
Yeah, the Turtles in Time. I forgot about that. That was a great.
Yeah,
game.
everyone likes Turtles Time.
Yeah,
that was a
because it's
great
amazing.
game. It's
It is amazing.
Yeah, it's amazing. I like the level where
I still have it sitting over there.
I like
on
the.
Super-
I played it once. It was
I like
pretty
the level
good.
where
You played it with me.
I like
over
the-
there.
I know. I'm
Yeah,
just
it's
saying.
awesome.
It was fun.
I like the level when you step on the boards and like the fucking you just have to avoid the boards.
Oh, you have to avoid the board.
You know what?
Oh, that was tough.
As an
Yeah.
arcade gamer, another really good game that was in the arcades that was a side-scrolling beat 'em up was that old X-Men game that had Dazzler, Wolverine.
Oh yeah, where it's like
God,
X-Men,
it was
welcome
amazing.
to die.
They had it at the bar up on the ridge where we live, and me and my brother used to go play every day after school with whatever money we had, which was usually like $1 between both of us.
Yeah.
But we actually played that game so much we could beat it on 2 quarters. We needed 1 quarter for the entire game up to the boss run where you have to fight every boss in a row and Magneto at the end.
That was
And
tough.
then we need a second quarter to get through that. So we could beat the whole game on 50 cents each.
That's brutal.
That's impressive.
Yeah, I mean, the only good game that I was good in the arcade during the time was Turtles in Time and, what was it? Time Crisis. I was really good at
Time Crisis is a lot of fun.
Yeah, impressive.
Light game
Yeah.
games always have problems though, especially nowadays now the arcades are dead, so the machines are never like well kept. So like you're playing a light gun game. If you're playing a light gun game, there is a better than 50% chance that it'll be fucked up in some way. Like one gun will like be like way off.
Yeah, but
Or
the
like
reason I
more-
liked it so much though is because you had a hide feature.
Yeah, Time
as
Crisis
long as
was-
you're
Yeah.
like, oh, it's fucking up, I'll take my foot off the pedal, and then you get back on when it's like, okay, there it goes.
Yeah. Time Crisis was the first stop and pop gameplay, and then was followed by Gears of War, which expanded on it. Which
Oh, really?
I kind
I
of like
remember
stop and pop. Like so, there's run and gun, right? Which
Yeah,
is like
yeah.
your Call of Duties, and there's stop and pop, which like Time Crisis doesn't really count because it's a shooter on rails, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's a real
But
game.
like Gears of War is basically the stop and pop gameplay. You can kind of see in other games these days too.
With like regenerating health and stuff.
Well, regenerating health is kind of true for all genres. No, stop and pop is just where like cover is really important. Like you,
Oh, yeah.
if you're caught outside
you
the
need
There's
to
a
cover,
cover,
cover
and then you
system.
pop outside in order to shoot. Then
yeah,
you,
you
go back
can't
in.
be like woo, and like you can only and like shooting without aiming basically doesn't work at all. And like Call of Duty, aiming helps, but you can also run around with a shotgun and and like just the right feet, so just be like
Yeah, it's
just
one of
drop
my-
people.
Mhm.
Same thing with Battlefront. You just do the same thing.
I
run and
miss
shoot.
the witch build in Modern Warfare 2, where you just took the pistol and the knife and the extended dash range. You just run around knifing everyone.
This is fun.
This is a game about shooting people, not for me.
I did like that. There was so many good knife kills that's online about that.
Yeah.
It, whoosh, all the way across the map. Just,
Well, I see. I don't actually think those are good because the thing is that's just everyone at the beginning of the map being like, I throw my knife in there, hope it hits something, and they do that 1,000 times, and eventually they hit something, like, oh, Xbox replay, look at how good I am. I was like, no, I know you did that.
Oh, of course.
Like 400 times before
I don't
that
see
one
the
time.
look how
Cherry
good I
picking.
am. I just see the shot, and
Yeah.
it looks, oh wow,
Yeah,
that's hilarious.
yeah,
you
yeah,
can just
yeah.
do that shit.
The ones that are impressive, and now that we kind of got off topic of shooters, is the ones where they jump out of the jet, shoot something, and then land back in the jet. Because you can tell they actually did that by design in Battlefield 4. You'll have they'll be being chased by a fighter plane, and they'll jump out. They'll go like this, and they'll put it in a thing so it falls like that, and they'll jump out, turn around, rocket launch the plane that's chasing them, and then fall down. And because of the way they set the jet up, they'll land back in it and fly off. And that's actually something that you can tell they were trying to do that. Granted, they probably did that 600 times too. But,
Yeah.
but you do anything enough. I mean. Have you seen BR Stealth Gamer?
Mm-mm.
Basically, I'm convinced anyone given enough time can do anything in a game if it allows them to do it and just master it. BR Stealth Gamer does Dishonored runs. I highly recommend you check him out. It's insane what he can do. I don't even know if he speaks English. All he does, he doesn't have a YouTube. He doesn't have he has YouTube, but he doesn't have a personality. He doesn't post himself talking ever. He just posts gameplay. The most ridiculous gameplay I have ever seen in terms of I don't know. It's amazing to watch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think Cobalt was showing it to everybody.
Yeah, well, I
we
showed it
found
to
out.
Cobalt, but yeah,
Yeah.
he's amazing. I haven't seen his Dishonored 2 stuff yet. I should really check it out. So what's your least favorite indie game? What is an indie game that really should not have been a game? Let's put it that
Depression
way.
Quest.
Okay.
That's the easy one, though.
That doesn't count.
Hey, I actually played it. It's not good.
Yeah.
I gave it a fair shot.
Yeah. The first time I began to suspect there was something rotten in Denmark when it came to indie game reviews, and I understood it, and I began to suspect that was all little cliquish people helping each other out and had nothing to do with the game's quality, was when Esper got pushed really hard back in 2001.
Esper?
It's a walking simulator. At that time, it was the first of the walking simulators, right? Dear Esser, that's what it called. It was called Dear Esser. Escher or Dear Escher, something like that. It was a walking simulator.
Okay.
And it was 9 out of 9, 10 out of 10, 8 out of 10. I was it must be good. I playing through it. I'm trying to is there a puzzle? Is there anything? No, it's just you walking, listening to this really angsty guy, kind of monotone whine about his life. And there's kind of a couple okay vistas that I could see in the real world if I ever went to Ireland. And that's the whole game.
Huh.
There's no puzzles. There's no plot. There's nothing. There's nothing to it.
I think I've heard of it, but I haven't taken a look at it.
I'm going to save trouble. It's a walking simulator. It's shit. All right?
I mean, I'm not going to,
And I'm not
rush
saying
up there
all
and get
walking
it.
simulators are shit. I actually heard that one Firewatch was kind of good. But once again, I haven't heard it's good from anyone I trust. So I'm just leaving it alone. I'm not on the walking simulator train yet. I don't think that it's going to go.
I don't think you
anywhere.
will be.
I don't think it's
I
going to
think
pull
that's
out.
what-
I think it's dead in the station. I don't think there's any coal. The conductor took the day off. That train is going nowhere. Fucking nowhere.
Oh man. And
So other than Depression Quest, which obviously doesn't fucking count, the worst thing about
I'm only gonna
Depression,
say it
the
to
worst
the
thing
mic.
about Depression Quest. So I went to college and I got a BA in Psych, right? So I was,
Fuck that game, fuck that game, fuck that game. It's terrible.
but
Yes.
Thank you, Ellie.
I
I
got
think that normal psych too. It's shit.
yeah. But I took a BA in Psych, right? I have a BA in Psych. That's what I spent my GI Bill on.
Okay.
Like a moron, don't do that. It's even wrong in what it's trying to do. Because it was kind of advertised as it's trying to tell you what depression is like. It doesn't even illustrate that properly. It doesn't even describe that properly. It literally fails in every context. I would say it is not the shittiest indie game. I would nominate it for the shittiest game ever.
Well, sure.
Just of all time. But what's the shittiest indie game?
Serena.
I don't know, honestly.
We've got the...
we got the peanut gallery in the
Yeah,
back
Peanut
now.
Gallery. I was looking for that, yeah.
I mean, I mostly try to play ones I think are gonna be
That you
good.
already know are good? Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
smart move. Let's stick with that. Yeah, that's a good point. What's the worst game you've been tricked into playing then?
Oh man, I actually just got this one. I was like, oh look, it's free to play for right now, and it's Streets of Rogue.
I've never heard of
It
this.
is a roguelike, just like
What's a roguelike? Okay, first of all, I don't know what that is.
It's a procedurally generated game with permanent death, basically.
Oh, okay, so it's just Diablo in hardcore mode.
Kind of,
Okay.
yeah.
Continue.
so. Rogue Legacy is a roguelike as
Okay.
well, and that's a good one.
Yes.
But Streets of Rogue is trying to be funny, and I got to pass this tutorial, got past a couple couple quests, and I just couldn't get into it. It was trying too hard to be a good game, and they promoted it on Steam store, and like, oh, you should like this. You like Faster Than Light. You liked all the other roguelike games, and you like this. It's free to play right now.
Okay, pro tip.
And I was like, this is just wasting my data on my computer at this point.
Pro tip. Any advertisements that come through you through metadata, where they have collected
Yeah, I
metadata
know,
on you,
I
you're
know.
like, you would like this. Generally, not to be trusted.
Yeah.
It looked like a fun Vogue game, and it's just sad. Man, doctor gives you cheeseburgers for your health. Okay, that's funny. Now that's the recurring joke. It's the same joke. Okay, I get it. I get it. You need cheeseburgers for health. You can be done with it. Like,
That's fair. Yeah, recurring jokes have to be handled well. Like the best I think I've seen recurring jokes. The
best part of that recurring joke first. It wasn't even a recurring joke. They did the humor right. The first point of the tutorial, where press WASD for move and stuff like that, and then do this to open and unlock stuff. Oh man, you're so good at it. Your instructor blows his head up and he just turns into guts. And then another one comes up. You excited him too much. Mm-hmm. That was a good joke.
When did this game come out?
I have no idea when this game came out. I downloaded it last weekend and been like,
can you look that up for me? Look that up for me while we talk about other things then, and you can tell me. So what's the worst game you've been tricked into playing by metadata or bad friends?
I don't know.
Peanut Gallery says
Mostly, if I played a game that was bad, it was when I was a kid and I didn't know about reviews or internet or anything.
That's fair. Yeah.
But nowadays, it's just so easy to get information. I'll just look at the game and be like, oh, I want to play that, or I don't.
That's a different third point. Yeah, if you put the time in, but I mean, you're just bombarded with so much bullshit these days. It can be difficult.
It's brand new. Came out on the 10th of this year.
So you know what makes a joke good?
Humor.
Well, that's besides humor, originality. And guess what? That joke you just said you thought was hilarious. Granted, it is a funny joke. I'm fine with them having it. They should just accredit Far Cry Blood Dragon because they did it first.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's amazing. It's the best tutorial of any game ever.
Maybe that's it. It felt like it came from somewhere.
It's the best first 5 minutes of teaching you how to play a game that you obviously should know how to play. Because it's the same keys, it's like a Call of Duty layout.
That's what I thought it was amazing.
Yeah.
I was like, that joke's funny. I've never played Fallout.
It's Far Cry Blood Dragon. I have it. I'll download it, and we'll just go through the tutorial at some point, just so you can see it. It is literally the best first 5 minutes of a game. It's so good.
Because that was the only joke that I liked, and everything else.
So their best joke they stole.
Yeah,
I'd avoid that game. I'd avoid that game if the best joke they have is when they stole. Probably not worth it.
Streets of Rogue. Avoid that game.
Probably not worth it.
Rogue Legacy, though. Great game. Play that game.
Now they're not going to sponsor us. You're not adding a lot to the conversation, man.
I'm not.
I want some wit and tell me.
Well, I haven't been in the industry yet.
God damn it. Well, you know shit about indie
I read about it a lot.
Exactly.
But I haven't
actually read about it a lot.
I haven't
I get it.
I haven't been to what is it? I haven't been to game jams.
That's fair.
Those are great.
Games. Those are the things I'm talking about, though. Indicate is a game jam, and that's where the nepotism is, and no one tells you.
That's too bad because game jams are great.
Yeah. Some of them are good, some of them are bad. But I'm just saying. I mean, from what I know about them, which is not much, granted, but I do know about a few scandals because of the whole thing that happened in 2014. And I was like, "That's really interesting. I'm going to research more of this."
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, internet.
Well, game jams in principle are good.
In principle, yes.
Obviously, there's going to be corruption in the industry.
In principle, game jams are amazing, but you just have to be careful. It's one of those things where you don't want to just trust people on. It's kind of already reached the Kickstarter point where it's this is a game jam, come participate, and they're just using you for publicity, and you actually have no chance of winning. Which, like I said, it's not happening everywhere, but it has happened. It might be the giant minority.
I think
don't know.
Doritos did that.
I just know that has happened.
With their Super Bowl commercials or something.
Did they? That's hilarious.
I think so. They would get in user submitted stuff, and then they would
No, I heard about that. Yeah. I heard about that. Yep. To be fair, though, if it's done right, it can be some of the greatest advertisement ever.
Yeah.
Eve, which is basically pretty damn boring
Mhm.
if you're not into the metagame of Eve, like the empires and all like the politics and stuff, but just the base gameplay, it's basically spreadsheets the game. Right? Like that's the base Eve gameplay.
I tried to
However,
get into Eve a long time ago, and you're right.
yeah, but it's really
hard to
good.
get
But the
into.
thing is, the game is good. It is actually really good once you get to like the higher levels and you start becoming part of like an organization and a group. It has a an internal economy and it's all player driven. I mean, it's actually a really great game at the higher levels of play, right? But it takes a while to get there, and like for the first like 20 hours you're playing, like I don't understand why this is fun.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh, man.
But it is
I had
actually
that month.
yeah, but it's
that
actually a
funny
really
month,
good
it
game.
was
But
hard.
one of the best ads for Eve that made me want to immediately jump on and keep playing, even though I know I don't actually like playing spreadsheets the game. I like it conceptually, and I go and like read the blogs about like the Civil Wars, the great virtual Civil Wars in the Eve universe and all that stuff, like Brooks and Kings. I love all that stuff. It's great. But I'm not going to play Eve to experience it. I'll just read about it online. That takes me like
Sure.
an hour, not 200.
The only
But let me-
that's what I would say,
let-
because I want to be in those
But let me
little
finish
stories.
But let me finish my point. I'm not that narcissistic.
Yeah, I know. I just wanted to. It sounded fun.
But my story
play.
is one of the best ads for Eve I've ever seen, which was one done by the company, and I believe they actually went and asked the YouTube creators. I don't know, actually. If they did ask content creators, that's a little scummy. But they made a gameplay, and it was shots, and it was just shots from like the different YouTube guys who did like Eve gameplay, and like their vocals, their voices and stuff, talking to each other, doing like big battles and stuff, just cut in a really like professional fashion, and it was amazing. It made me want to immediately go play the game, even though I knew I hated
those
the
are the
game.
things
It was
why I
so good.
wanted to play the
Exactly.
game.
That's
why
what
I
makes
played
the
the
game
free
good.
month.
Yeah.
And it was literally that. But I would like to see more like journals and stuff that people
Yeah, I
have
wish
about
more people
that. I
produce
wish
stuff
more
like
people
that.
produced
Well,
it.
I mean, there is like there is like a guy who keeps track of like all the Eve history, like all the great like I know about like the Goose
That's one of the great
There-
stuff.
But there, well, no, it's
Like the-
there's like the
thing.
historian who like keeps track of everything.
No, he doesn't keep track of like little.
Oh, like,
fights or
yeah, of
skirmishes
course,
or
of
little
course.
campaigns
Between smaller groups,
Yeah, he only does big guys.
Yeah,
He
but
only does the
there
big guys.
was a huge shakeup in Eve Online recently, where like the Empire, which has been around since like the game came out, got like
Oh yeah.
pissed enough people off where they're just like "fuck you" and like has completely rewritten all the Eve borders. Like the Empire basically got shattered in Eve, and it was really interesting to read about.
Then it was just a territorial grab. That's
And
I read
after,
that,
of course,
yeah.
because that's how wars end. That's a weird thing about Eve. It's like real life socioeconomics in a microcosm. Like
Yeah,
it's all
yeah.
there. It's all there. The drama, the politics. There was even this one, like the first Dreadnought kill was in Eve, which is this very like it's the best unit in Eve, right? Super unit, right? The first Dreadnought kill happened when someone who had become disaffected with his own faction switched sides to another faction, but stayed in his old faction, but just contacted them through other means like
yeah.
email and stuff, and then led them into an ambush as betrayal to get revenge. And it was a hardcore ambush, and they lost like billions of dollars and stuff because
Oh,
he'd
man.
become disaffected, because the people had become disaffected. And it's really, I don't know, there's just it like I said, it's like socioeconomics in a microcosm. It's really interesting in that way.
There's also a good story about a troll, and he was like, "Oh, I'm part of this really big faction. I'm just gonna start shit just to start shit." And he
That's really
switched
cool.
sides and just got a bunch of little groups, and then just went to war with his old faction while he was in that group. Just like start. Oh wow, we're going to war with this guy now. Look, I
He
got
false flagged
attacked.
him. He did a false flag. He did a
That's
false
it.
flag.
Oh look, I got attacked
That's
by these.
hilarious.
Oh, I got attacked
like
by
I
these.
said, man, that just
Even though he's the one saying, "Hey, you should attack us. I'll come join your side."
Yeah.
And then they
But
do that. Then they stomp the little group, and like they attacked us first. Right?
And he doesn't join the side. I never said that.
yeah, I never said that at all. What are you talking about?
Yeah, so that's a false flag. That's a common thing that exists in
He started starting shit because he was
historical
bored.
economics.
collecting
The other thing
resources.
that happens in Eve is a lot of people will have like they'll have like level 1 accounts or like low level accounts in like factions they're scared of. People make spies. There's like spies. It's everything. It's got everything.
Yeah.
But only at that higher level, right? The first 60 hours is I mine the ore. I hope there's not pirates around.
Yeah.
What game have you been enjoying recently? Any game or otherwise?
I played Starbound a little while ago. That was
What's
alright.
Starbound? Is that the
It's-
one that
it's-
everyone was really whining about because it's space Minecraft and it's supposed to be multiplayer and it's not?
I think it's multiplayer. It's kind of like Space
That's No
Terraria.
Man's Sky.
Yeah, No Man's Sky. That's the one.
That's the
people
one I just
complain
talked about. Yeah.
It's kind of like Terraria in space, but I didn't like it as much because it had like some of the procedural generation problems where like
Gotcha.
the planets like they were supposed to be really different, but like they seemed kind of like samey after a while.
Well, that's one of the problems, like we talked about earlier with procedural.
Yeah, I feel like procedural generation like you can't rely on it too heavily because if you do, then like
It has some hard limits for sure.
yeah,
It has
then
limits.
I feel like everything kind of blends together and you get less like meaningful of like you know this exact experience is what the developer wants you to have. It's just like.
The epic.
There's like a range of experiences and it just sort of like blends together.
Yep. I feel like the what I would really love. Okay, so I'm gonna pitch a game to you, and I want you to make this because this is my perfect
Okay, well,
game.
first I'm gonna say no.
Eventually, like 40 years, you're super successful. but
40 years. I hope I'm retired by then.
Yeah. But what I would really like to see, because
You're going into game development. You won't retire.
I've really been a pen and paper RPGer before any other. Like I've always been to like pen and paper D&D and stuff like that over
Okay.
anything else, right?
Sure.
So I should. So people say, oh, you like D&D? You'd love WoW or this or that, right?
Yeah,
I can't stand any of those fucking games
I really
because
played
they're
well.
not organic, right? They're not this zone is the level 1 zone. If you have to kill the wolves, right?
Mhm.
You can't like put out some bait, dig a pit trap. No, so I have to go and hit them, bonk them on the head until I have 20 wolf pelts, right?
Yeah.
And so I had an idea like what could be the perfect MMO, right? In my mind is if you could do a thing, right?
Okay.
You have like various classes,
Mhm.
and then you have a procedurally generated world, and that has different biomes, desert stuff like that, right? And it wouldn't be hard to procedurally generate because you wouldn't generate like Minecraft where it's a ton of different biomes, right? It would like make a desert continent that was a desert continent, or like a desert region, a jungle region, a forest region, a mountain region, a snow region.
Okay.
And those are just those regions, kind of, right? And then you could have a list of monsters, right, that spawn within that region. And basically they spawn, and they always spawn at, let's say, level 1, like where they're weak. Right?
Mhm.
All the monsters spawn at like level 1 when they're weak. And then what it does, you just have counters that keep track of them as they move, right? So once this type of monster, and they just move back and forth, just like, because there are limits, I understand that, right? But so just like where the wolves like walk back and forth in Warcraft, right?
Okay.
But instead of spawning like a wolf, right, it would spawn a wolf den, and it would have 4 wolves, and all they do is they walk away from the den and back to the den,
All right.
right? And once they've completed enough circuits, like the den levels up and becomes a level 10 den, and all the wolves level up and become stronger, and we'll just murder level 1 characters, right?
Okay.
And so you could have dens, and then they can eventually, if it levels up enough times, it becomes an instance, like a procedurally generated wolf instance, right? And you could do that with goblins and gnomes, right? You could also do it like epic monsters like dragons, where it's an egg, and if no one finds the egg and smashes the egg open while it's just sitting there, it levels up and becomes a little dragon, which just has a really tiny range. Then it becomes a slightly bigger dragon, which still has a really tiny range, but it's a little bit bigger, right?
Okay.
And then eventually it becomes a big dragon. All of a sudden, this range like triples, and it attacks the first thing it sees, even if it's like a town,
Yeah, you're talking about like a breathing world.
A breathing world, exactly. And then the way the
Okay.
players can do is you have your player classes, right? And your player, you pick like Northmen. You pick the biome you want to spawn in, right? And that's the empire you're attached to. And you have natural resources that can only be harvested from that space, right? Like from that area, right? So you can only get like glacial cloth and like wolf teeth from the snow biome. You can only get like adder poison from the jungle biome, right? And basically, so that's where you are. And then basically all the players within there, based on their total levels, right? They can like build villages, and it's not, and like I said, to keep the coding light, you wouldn't have to be where you like physically build the village in Minecraft. It's just like you basically you swear allegiance to a campfire. Once there's a certain amount of character levels to that campfire, it levels up and becomes a township with maybe like a couple of guards to help guard it, right? But the interesting thing about it is
I just want Ark to do this.
One
I
sec-
like Ark,
but-
and it would be so good because
Yeah.
that's what happens with dinosaurs when they run around too long. They get monsters and they fuck you up.
But let me finish. But this is a really interesting part. Once instances had leveled up enough where they got to the point where they were an instance, they could have like a trigger where they would spawn and send out like a raid encounter just to the nearest town. It would just spawn a raid encounter that would just go raid the town and just level it unless the players are able to draw everything in. And then the cool thing about this, right, is all the items you hunt, there are no drops. Everything that you drop is a crafting material, right? Everything that drops is a crafting material. You have all crafting handled by players. So all items and equipment in the game are handled by players, right? And another thing you do is you make the auction houses fucking local. There's no auction house that's everywhere, right? So you could make money, and there's some games that have already experimented with this, but like you could make money being a merchant who like gets all the shit in the snow area and goes on a super dangerous trip to like the mountain
though, because we tried doing this in ARK because that's what it is. We made it. Oh, if you want these blueprints, you got to come to us, and then we'll sell it to you and stuff like that. But no, I'm saying like we tried doing trade between other tribes and stuff like that. We made a big scale. But then there's always going to be those dicks online that can fuck over everyone.
But here's the problem. Here's the problem with the ARK, though. There's not that third factor, which is keeping players scared all the time of the environment, right? And so this is the third factor that you're missing. And this is what I'm about to talk about, right? So because based off, okay, let's say you all swear to this campfire, right? Well, you're sworn to this campfire, right? So maybe you'll have 3 campfires per region, right? To make 3 townships, right? You're sworn to this campfire, which eventually becomes a town. So if you log on later, you can even reset the servers like every 2 years or something, right? And have a new world, you know?
Okay.
But let's say you swear to this campfire or a township, depending on when you join the game. You swear to them, right? But the thing is so that's where you spawn. So just based on the fact that's where people spawn and they need to go level up because it's still an MMO, right? Because it's still an MMO, right? Because you have to level up and stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's still an MMO, it's going to still have that like safe zone, you know, where all the creep are low because the player's going to be constantly just running back and forth and basically grinding those little creep. But the creep that spawn way out where the creep can't, because they'll spawn in like weird places and no one finds them for a while, they'll eventually level up because just no players run across them.
They become like a boss on the outside.
And so it naturally creates these zones on the edges of the environment, and if you leave these zones alone long enough, they spawn raids which can literally threaten a town or even a city, you know?
See, that would be really cool. I would see people trying to find PvP in that situation.
Of course, there also would be PvP, but the easy way to solve that is you have a main bag, and then you have everything else as merchant bags. And so
you'd have to, after that raid would happen, you would have to make the creeps disappear because people would have to start from scratch.
No, because the only way to get the creeps to disappear. Yeah, that's my point. This is what I'm getting at. Is to get the creeps to disappear, you have to go destroy the instance that has spawned because it's been there for so long. But it's now a raid instance, and so the players themselves become the quest givers. Where they're like, our town's under fucking attack. We need to spawn these things. You know, here's a board. We'll pay X amount. We need a high level venture.
Oh, yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So it's completely player driven, and like stuff like this is absolutely possible because that shit happens in EVE. There's no reason it couldn't happen in a fantasy setting.
Can
go ahead.
Talk?
Peanut Gallery, come
Coleman has returned from work. What's up?
The main flaw that I'd see in that is that if the game got really popular, then you'd run into the problem of those places would constantly be mined, unless you set it up in such a way that
you'd set it up like ARK, where it has different. Oh, I want to join this server or this server or this server, and it's only a cap. How many people can serve that server?
No, what you say is legitimately true, but I feel like that could be
the only way that you could solve that, other than the thing that you're suggesting, which I feel like would be very detrimental to the thing that we're
having like 120.
But the only way that you could possibly really get around that is if you programmed it so that the size of the world was actually based around how many people.
Yeah, that would be a because you're right. If the player base became too large, there wouldn't be the creatures would not have enough time to spawn. Granted, you could mess with that a little bit because they spawn in like random spots, kind of within the region, by limiting the distance that the things travel.
But the problem is that you're limiting that you would be putting a cap on how big it is, because if you reach like a WoW level status, then you'd never ever have anything spawning, and then it would immediately kill its player base off by doing that.
That'd be interesting. I'd really like to see that as a 16-bit game.
It might be more simple 16-bit game because then you could do something where you have a lot more server space for once. You could have really massive worlds, which would help solve that problem. Like you could do it like on the level of like Wakfu or something in terms of the amount of graphical intensity, right? But have it like Ragnarok style, but have those mechanics. Because that would be really good to be an organic game. Which I like the idea of having everything completely player driven because you get a lot closer to like I guess the pen and paper feeling and still have the organic feeling and still have all the cool graphics you get from like playing a
Very
MMO.
true, very true. That would be. I'd play that.
Make it-
money down on that.
Make it happen.
Make it happen.
Pitch it.
Future of gaming.
I make my own games, thanks. It's an interesting concept, but definitely it would take like a lot of like tweaking and
The
play
problem with it,
testing.
it's such a big idea. And, like
It is a big
isn't-
idea.
It really isn't accomplishable by a small studio, and I'm not in the gaming industry, so no one's gonna listen to me.
Well, with that, we are running over time. So thank you for joining us on For Honor and Gaming Podcast, and we will hopefully see you next time.